some of this out. Nice. That's good. What I got here? Okay. I think what I'd like to do is start with the face, I think, and then some of this is working. I don't have to change too much. Yeah. Small changes to the hair. Doing a lot of shaving. I hope it's not too much shaving. Probably the air is still too far out. Cut it a little bit. I get a day off tomorrow. Man, a paid holiday, and I just started working. Feels good, man. It's good, man. feel like her jaw is very large. I think I'll... There's quite a bit of stuff that I want to clean here. Some of it I'm still thinking about. It's kind of a lot.
Every time we say goodbye, they all see that it's a lie. 'Cause we always give it one last try. Yeah, you've watched me break 1,000 times. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight. Happier tonight. Happier tonight. Can't be waiting for you in the morning. I'ma leave without giving a warning.
Some of these shapes I just don't know enough.
But every time we say
Still kind of guessing at them.
we all know that it's a lie.
Hey Reggie, what's up?
'Cause you never show.
I'm trying to
Say you will, but then you don't.
figure out what I want to do with her face today.
Off my mind so I get by.
kind of a difficult angle. Oh, that's good. That's good. I saw some of them. Yeah, that's a good, what's it called? A good way to go about it. I think, some of them are very, very good ways to try to figure things out. As long as you're, you know, you're thinking about, you know, what you're doing when you're breaking shapes up, for instance. If you get it, then, yeah. Well, he's teaching you the right things, I guess. They're really, you know, very standard things. You know, shape breakup. It's kind of what you would get if, you know, you went and read any book, I guess, that has section on, you know, values and value exercises. One of the first things that they kind of tell you is, well, try to break up shapes into like 3 value groups, and they don't tell you really why, but it's just like a really simple way of doing it. You know, dark, light, and mid-tone. And then yeah. What is this? Amazing Beggars. Amazing Beggar. Important stuff is important. Foundation is important than anything else. I guess more important than anything else. Training under Krenz for almost 48 days since March. That is my first lesson with Krenz. As most of you know, Miss Krenz Kushart, Krenz artwork. He's a really humble guy, knowledgeable. Why did she give him like 1 star? Wait, or is it? Oh, am I giving him 1 star? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's you know, shape breakup, drawing, form. Yeah, it's all fundamentals. Photocopies, things like that. Yeah, pretty standard stuff. I mean, he's not telling you anything wrong, which is good, because a lot of people just tell you like, hey, draw my furry avatar to figure out what like form is like, or how to draw, or how to use like Photoshop. And those people have like teaching careers. Apparently that's a thing. I found this tweet and I talked about it for like hours already, so I don't really want to talk about it again. But when I saw this tweet, I just wanted to suffocate the person who made it. She's apparently a teacher. See if I can pull it up just so I can show you for like a second. Yeah, here you go. Peachy-kun. I came to teach a class how to use Photoshop tools, and they're all having to draw Peachy because I said so. Wow. Thank you so much for teaching us. This is the good art. See, this is the wrong way to teach people. This is not leading by example. This is like, this is just leading to a bad end. Jesus, yes. Yeah. I used to do 3 what's it called? 3 value breakups of Brad Rigney's work for a while. I did like 3 or 4 of his paintings, just to try to figure out how he used that fundamental, because it's like, yeah, I could just, you know, break up a photo into these 3 value groups. I could do that, no problem. How do I make something that's like mine using that? And that's where I was like, oh well, I probably should look at how anyone else is doing it, and then what's it called. But learning to do it is like the most fundamental thing, and once you got that, once you understand what you're doing, how to utilize it is like the second next second thing that you should do. You gotta find someone that's good though. How does this artist use this fundamental? But the fundamental always comes first. I think we've talked about something like that before, where you were just like copying an artist, but you weren't really thinking about what he was doing. Doing that won't help you, but if you're looking at exactly that, like, hey, how does this guy use value? Then you can kind of understand what they're doing, because you can focus in on what they're doing. If you're not doing that, if you're not thinking about like, oh, I want to understand this very particular thing, then it's like you're not gonna get anything really. Which is why it's always like kind of like a circle. You're always kind of circling, going back and forth. Back and forth in your mouth. It's kind of like that all the time. You just kind of, you learn one thing and then you're like, oh, okay, I see how this guy is doing it, or something like that, and then that's pretty useful. It's like, oh, I didn't realize that about this thing. I didn't realize that that's how that worked. It's pretty useful. I think everything goes into your subconscious at a certain point if you do it for long enough. But like, to get to that point, you have to actively do it like over and over and over and over and over again. And once you're good at doing it, it becomes second nature. But it doesn't just by accident of doing it just go in. You do have to focus. You do have to think about it. But that's what you want to achieve. You want it to be automatic. You don't want to be thinking about driving a car while driving it. You just want to drive the car. So that's the goal. You want to get so good that it you're using the right fundamentals the right way in the right situations, and then what's it called? And then you're golden. Then nothing can stop you. But yeah, it's always kind of the goal, I think, to get it to automatic. You don't want to drive stick shift while thinking, oh, to do this, I have to perform this series of actions. Because it stops you from doing it fast enough. It keeps your mind occupied, so you can't think of the bigger things in front of you. Like, you're no longer thinking of like design or whatever. You're thinking of, oh, well, how do I group these values in the way I want to? I really need to group these values. And it's like, well, you should be able to do that. Sometimes there's errors, and sometimes you got to go back and stuff, and that, you know, that sucks, but that's how it is sometimes. I know it is like that for me. Like, I will make errors, and you know, I'm still kind of like getting to that full automation. What's it called? Oh god, there's a DBZ fucking meme recently, and it was like Goku's special move was like infinite instinct, or just like some sort of supernatural instinct where he could just fight while kind of just understanding how things will happen. That's kind of what you want, I think. But it's not always easy to do that. A lot of times I have to stop and think, and then redo it, and then, you know, that's how it goes. That's just how it goes. Sometimes it's a little bit of guesswork. Sometimes it's just like a fundamental failing and I can't do it, but yeah, it depends. It depends. The complexity of the problem. Like, faces for me are very difficult. I don't think I'm gonna get good at faces anytime soon. The worst part is if you know something is wrong about your art, but you can't fix it due to lack of skills. Yeah, that's always an awful feeling, but like, you know, that just comes with the territory. That's never gonna stop. There's always gonna be something you could do. I don't know. I've done a lot of faces. I've done a lot of it, but it's always very difficult for me. Faces are hard to do. It's not gonna ever be like a really easy solvable problem. Especially if you're trying to do it in like this weird fucking. You can get good at, like, I don't know, 3/4 or some shit like that. A lot of people do that. They just get good at 3/4 and they never draw a face outside of 3/4. There are literal artists like that. They'll just draw 3/4 people. Always. That's it. That's the only way to draw a face. And then, that's like the average portrait artist. I don't know. It is difficult. I try to challenge myself. And, you know, make myself draw like things that I can't intuitively draw, you know, and then that's how you learn, I think, by going outside of that default mode and doing things that aren't easy. Or profile is not easier. Profile is way harder because you have less to work with. Profile is way harder. That's just kind of a fact. Most people can't do profile. They can do 3/4 for some reason. Possibly because, I don't know, maybe because they observe what's called more 3/4. It's not easier. You do need to consider the form, and you have less information to work with to define it. You still have to that shape still has form. It's just well, I guess you're not doing it then. That the profile is still it still has form. Any 3D shape you want to depict still has form. It's just that you have way less things to do it with. That's why it's harder. You don't have like, oh well, I'm just gonna put like this triangle here, you know. That, you know, that strong triangle is gonna create that form, and then you could clearly see it, and that helps a lot. You can't do that. It's all like, I have to like, you know, somehow like imply form without creating like a deep shadow or something. It's way harder to do a good profile. It's way harder. It's just that most people just do it like really lazily and shitty, and that's, I mean, okay, you could do anything like that. That's not a good profile. that's called doing it wrong. But yeah, a good profile, like I don't know, Craig Mullins' Cadaver, for instance, is very good. Let me see, Craig. Cadaver. Let me see. Yeah, you don't have to consider the form. Yes, you do. That's funny. You always consider form. It's always form. There's no such thing as not form. You're always computing 3D form into 2D shape. That's the whole thing. What do you mean? It's profile. There's no other profile. What do you mean? Yeah, even 90 degrees, you still would need it. It depends on, like, I don't know. It's still the same face. It's still a face. It's not gonna be not a face, you know. I don't know what the This is the one I thought of for what's it called for an example, but there's plenty of other ones you still have to consider. This one's very good. You still very much have to consider form. It's just you don't have the foreshortened forms like in 3/4 to depict it, or you do, but they're not as evident. So like the nostril, for instance, or the cheekbone would be like your main go-tos, and you'd be like, oh, I really got to nail those because I really want it to look like a profile, or I don't know but there's no such thing as no form. Like otherwise you're drawing cartoon. If you draw a cartoon, hiya! What are you doing? You know, to draw profile is to draw a head, and a head is always a 3D form unless you can find a flat head, in which case you're not drawing a profile. You know, so unfortunately, it's always gonna be like that. Oh my god, I hate looking at my paintings after looking at Craig Mullins's. I'm trying to fix this form. It's painful a little bit. I think I screwed up the eyes a little bit. Let me go back a little bit here. I might have to go back on the nose too. Yeah, I might have to go back here a little bit. I don't know. This face is hard enough. I really don't want to mess with it, but I see that there's problems, and I really feel like I gotta fix it. So that's gonna take me a while. Big anime eyes. You draw out the big anime eye, and then your profile complete. I mean, yeah, again, so to draw anything well requires skill. There are no easy ones. In fact, there's only deceptively easy. There's only deceptively easy. That's what I've learned. It's actually easier to draw things that have a lot of like parts to them and a lot of like specifics, because it's like to get that right is you have a lot more information that you could put down and be like, oh well, that's a car, look, it has tires, you know. But if you're trying to do something where it's like it's not as it's not as clear what you're doing, it's not as like identifiable. That's when you start getting like issues, man. Fuck. I don't know. I hate this face. Every time I redraw it, it gets a little better. So that's something, but I think I'm identifying like the issue, like mostly within this angle. think it's not too crazy of a fix, but it is something I have to like think about more, and I'm thinking about it. See, this part is all intuition. I'm just intuiting what I've already put down. I'm not really thinking outside of the things that I can see are like, well, here's a problem. How do I address it? That is definitely still like the thinking problem. My brain is working there. Should I pick a place to put the irises now? I feel like maybe here. Maybe I'll put them there this time. A little bit more here. I think understanding some of these angles is like it's a difficult part. Drawing is not at all impressive. I don't always want to get a ref. Some days I just want to practice drawing. It's not the fastest way to do things. Whoops, not drawing there. I think it kind of alienates me from the work, and then I'm no longer really having fun. I'm just producing. I just kind of always want to separate. If I have to get serious, I will. But at this point, I'm just having fun. In a way, practicing art is not fun. I don't know. If it's not fun for you, probably quit. It should be fun all the time. Even like doing a study should be fun. I don't know. Some days I want to draw. I don't. I'm not on a schedule. I don't. I don't know. I just really don't want to do it, and I don't need to do anything I don't want to do. So that's kind of like how it's gonna work. Let me see. So that's gonna be tough to do. Okay. I don't know if I want to revalue it too. Recolor it. Probably. I should probably revalue it. It looks totally different. What do you mean? There's like vast differences. Problems that were solved. Here, I'll do it this way. Oh, fuck. Oh my god. What are these layers? Hold on. Hold on. I don't understand. What did I do? What is this? What is this? What is this? Why? Ungroup this. Where's the ungroup button? There it is. Alright, cool. So that... My workspace is a mess. I really could do better with the workspace. Okay, so that is that. Here's the... Okay. This also, yes. Okay. All right, so there's a huge difference. I don't know. If you can't see it, then got bad news for you, buddy. First of all, she has a chin. It's kind of an important difference. Second of all, she has an ending to her cheek. Kind of a big deal. Her ear has moved from here to here. It's kind of a lot of stuff. I'm not sure it's better. Oh. Wait for me to finish it. This is like, this is the unfinished oh, fuck, I'm on the wrong layer. You know what? I will flip it, actually. Computer's taking a shit. Okay, so some of this color will come back in now. Remove the copium. Oh, fuck. Do I have that up? I'm in copium mode all the time, so just kind of have to deal with it. I do want to bring in a little bit more orange. I feel like orange is always useful to bring in. But I kind of also want some of these blues. I might want to separate. What's on this layer? Yeah, okay, let's separate. And just go slow. Slowly adding. Color. Let's see when it's like at least half done. The structure works much better. I could see that much. I don't know how it'll be in the future because that is difficult to see. I can tell you that the overall form is much better, especially like this cheek here. Fuck. Okay. This line versus here, you can see it here. It's just a straight line. That's probably better. It's probably, it feels better. The form feels better. We'll see. It's, give me like an hour. Like an hour. It's always neat to get a chance to redraw stuff. I always do better. I'll tell you one thing. I don't think I've ever like. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. Got him. That's a lie. I've definitely fucked things up way worse than they were before. In a probability sense though, I usually do better. I usually do better, but it's not a guarantee. There's definitely like moments where I've really fucked things up that were working good, but then they, you know. The hair, most likely, I'm gonna keep, so I'm just gonna start erasing out some of this. kind of want to leave some of that orange on top. Give it that like glowy. The only way to fix things is to start everything over. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. I usually do it faster that way. Something about starting over frees your mind from whatever it is, whatever contingent things that were inside your painting, and you're just like, oh, I can't get rid of this because this is important to me and I feel like fucking emotionally attached to it, and this freckle right here, it's like the biggest thing in the painting. I can't move it. I just can't move it. And when you get rid of all of that, it becomes really easy. It no longer exists. I'm paying no mind to it. I'm not thinking about it, you know. Sometimes you have to redraw things. I wish, you know, I could draw things right the first time and not have that sort of problem. I really do. I wish that, you know, I wish that I could just like get shit right all the time. But I don't. I just fucking don't. And okay, so 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna group these. Okay, so they're like clear errors, I think. Let me see. The problem is that perspective is so fucking hard that I'm straightening it out. That's like the one problem that I'm seeing, is that I'm straightening it out. Like the forms have slid into a better position, but like I'm not dealing with the perspective well this go around. So I might have to change some of the things that I'm doing. But that's part of like changing it, so that's gotta be. That's gotta be in there. So one thing I think, the original has a more feminine face. The only thing I want like right now is for it to work, and later I can work on the femininity. Faces are hard for me. It might take another attempt. I don't know. I kind of wish I could just get it right. But again, this is what you get. You get what you fucking deserve. So I think I can make this one work. It's just that there's parts of it that are like a little shifty right now. Like this neck is very shifty right now. I'm not sure about. I think I want to move the ear down a little bit. I think the ear is creating a lot of problems for me. The guy on the bottom looks like Bogdanov, the Bog Pill. Hey, Hugo, what's up, dude? How's it going? How is your day? Yeah, he does. I'm not committed to that face. At this point in time, I'm not committed to that face. I think he looks very masculine, which I like. There's parts of it that I'm not 100% happy about, so I might be fixing that. This thing, I feel like I want to get rid of the hair parts, and then I'm just gonna merge all that into one layer, and then continue from there. Oh, whoops. Now let's merge all those down. Size it up a little bit. Down a little bit here. I feel like I don't know. I've shifted the perspective a little bit. That's like what worries me. And she's now very, very brown. That's another thing. He bought. Done pretty well. Been working on my fundamentals lately. Neat. Neat. It's all about the fundamentals. All right, let's drop in some of those colors. See if that improves things for me. It might. If anything, I'll keep the eyes and I'll erase some of the other things. Let's see. But it's very hard to find like masculine Asian men. So this was like this was one model that I found that was more masculine face wise, and so like I just went with it, So all right, think I'm not even sure where I came up with it. I think half of it was from model and half of it not so much. But yeah, some of the shapes I think are doing better, but it's a tough call right now. It's a tough call right now. And so I'm gonna give it another little bit here. To straighten your act out. There's a lot of blue, so I'm not gonna be able to see like these intense orange tones. That's gonna be like what's it called? On my social media presence as well. What have you been doing for social media presence? I'm always like, I don't know, I'm pretty aloof. I don't know how to talk to people on social media. Nothing I've done has so far been very effective, I think, social media wise. Social media wise, probably not super effective. I don't post my studies on... I don't know, people like studies. They're very unoffensive. I think it's like, your own characters, they'll look at it and be like, what is that? I don't understand what that is. But when you show them something like, oh, that's an iceberg. Like, yeah, dude, I know what an iceberg looks like. I like this. Your studies generally will get more likes. And people will be like, oh, this guy can draw because he can draw an iceberg. Look at that. What an amazing artist. So post your studies. That's fine. I would say studies are pretty good to post. If you want to be like, oh, I'm a professional, call them case studies. You're gonna need to work them up a little bit more for them to be case studies. And you might have to like lie and say, oh, well, this is for a client and I'm solving these problems, but I'm solving like how to light correctly. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people like studies on social media. That's like one thing I've noticed. People enjoy the studies. Why? Nobody knows. They can relate to them more, I think. That's my guess, but I don't know for sure. Except Discord, yeah. Right now I've been posting whatever I create per day, no hashtags or tags or anything. Yeah, that seems like an interesting way to go about it. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that's what everybody does. I thought you were doing something like special with social media. So my ears perked up. I was like, what are you doing? And can I utilize it myself? My Instagram is my sketch backup, and unless my 30-minute sketch looks like a masterpiece like Yizang Key, then I'll post them. Okay. I mean, that's gonna be you're not gonna be posting for a very long time. You only want to post when, you know, like, it's that good. You don't have to post studies. I'm just saying that people aren't averse to them. Especially artists. Other artists will like your studies. I found that to be true. Like, they won't like your personal work, but they might like your studies. Which is more like to say, hey, you're going in the right direction. I support this, you know, keep going. Probably. More than, oh man, I've never seen an iceberg before. Which is something I feel like does happen too. But not from artists. Let's see. Let's see. I feel like with just a little bit of shaving, I can get it to look. Oh, what? It's already on another. A little bit of shaving, I can get it to look more in the perspective I want. I might have to, like, cause it is like a weird fucking I'm looking up type of thing, so. A little bit of shaving here. Not in Instagram or DeviantArt though. Instagram users just want to see cute girls, and DeviantArt lurkers just want to see feet. Yeah, I mean, classic. Classic. I feel like. I am struggle snuggling this, but yeah. A little bit of shaving here and there. I got comfortable painting with grayscale lately. I'm afraid to start with color. Well, then just, you know, switch to... Oh, it's not letting me because I'm in different... What's it called? Switch the value and then just, you know, go to town, and then once you have it, just, you know, change the hue a little bit. There's a lot of stuff you can do with just a little bit of like hue saturation, what's it called, adjustment layers. If you have the right values, there's quite a lot that you can do. This is the tough part of the face. Transitioning from, you know, strong forms to like facial features. I just feel much more easier because I use gradient map to color, and I've also had the freedom to experiment with color. It's just more technical to add color. Yeah, I've seen people do gradient with some success. I don't personally like it, but I've seen it work for others, so you know. I don't really want to give her like a cleft chin, but for some reason I'm like pushing for it. I like to apply color, like directly. I feel like I have a tough time transitioning from value to color. The brow here is so hard. Mm. Yeah, well. That's just how it goes. I think some of the forms have improved, but overall, it's so difficult for me to do this sort of face that I might have to like re-roll backwards in various ways. Yeah. It is hard not to feel frustrated when doing this. But as long as you can clearly see the goals and then like, yeah, some things aren't gonna work out and, you know. Might have to go back a couple of steps to go forward. But I still don't feel alienated from it, which is a much worse feeling. Some of the forms are working better. I just need it to like, I just need it to like go in the right perspective, and then I will develop the female parts of her. I think most of the perspective is in like the cheeks. Most of like the identifier. And then this can come up a little bit maybe even. Might even need a bigger chin. Let's see, where are we going with this? Well, the eyes are working a lot better. Not everything is working though, not yet. Probably this shape is even more in there. Yeah, this perspective is brutal. Yeah, no way about it. Yeah, little by little. Little by little.
A pair of jeans, a shirt or two. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. It doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will give us what we lack. The world is waiting, love. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. Yeah. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights. Tomorrow feels a year away, like the seconds, the beginning and the end. But if in time it's yesterday, your picture's gonna bring it home to me again. The world is waiting up, the world is waiting half a step beyond our door. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.
I mean, it's not done yet. It's like a while to go before I have any of the features in. That one is a very polished turd, so it's gonna be like way better than this one for like quite a while, till I polish this turd up a little bit, at which point switch over and you'll be like, oh wow, yeah, that's much better. But I mean, it's a hard perspective. I don't know what to say. It's gonna take a while. No matter what. But at least this one will be a better one, you know? Yeah, sorry, I'm not a master at faces. I wish I was, but I'm not, so. It's a matter of the potential. One of them is polished to the maximum, but still sucks. But the other one is not polished at all, and it's already got better parts to it. It's just that it takes a little while. Takes a while. Yeah, unfortunately, faces are for me like a quagmire. It takes me a very long time to go from drawing to fully developed face that I like. But yeah, you can't polish a turd to perfection. It'll always be a turd. But out of like all the variants that I made, this one's gonna be way better as soon as I figure out a couple of the moments here, because they're kind of complex for me. As soon as I figure them out, though. It's gonna be infinitely better because it's better structurally. Eventually, I will get to a point where my turds, you won't be able to tell that they're turds. I'll get so good at lying that you won't even understand how badly you're being taken for a ride. Right. And then at that point, you're just gonna have to pay me. I don't know. I do this for fun. I like to draw. I will eventually get to a point where I am happy with my drawings. It's not today. That's okay. It doesn't have to be. I feel like I develop more problems than I solve. That's not good. You should be left with less problems. Yeah, it's taking a little while for me with this. I think there's like I don't know, there's like a level of good illusion. I'm kind of racing towards that. Someday. Not absolutely sure about the hair. Also, I feel like the hair is something that should be broken up into masses, I think. And then I should have a more coherent picture of it. But yeah, there's definitely a clear difference. It's just yeah, it's gonna take me a little bit more. It's gonna take me a little bit more to bring out everything that's part of this. That's part of this new drawing. Hair flapping in the what's called is pretty cool, I think. It's always very like freeform to draw. You don't have to like worry too much about it. Just, give it form and then the rest will be easy peasy. Okay. I don't know. It's working better, but again, it's never like drawing hair, but I'm getting used to drawing fabric. Yeah, it's just same but different. Same but different. It's just like it's just like a sheet of fabric. It's just, it's a very big in size. Or I guess width. The width of the fabric. Or you could think of it as strands. The hair, I don't know. Thinking about a lot of weird colors here. Oh my god, I hate the irises so much. I always have a real big problem drawing irises. They're just ellipses, but I can't draw ellipses either, so. Uh, yeah, parts of it are coming out. Parts of it are coming out. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. But yeah, it's like an uphill battle. The nose will be especially good when it is finished. It'll be big points. Right now, it's just this big, big honker right in the middle of there. So it's like, it's kind of like a lot of stuff that. Stuff that's. Hmm. That's what I thought. This one's a bit too big. Yeah, I think I did fine without reference today. Tomorrow I might take a reference. But I like to have, my say in it. I want it to be, um, something for me. I don't want to, just first Google search result. That's a great painting. So parts of it do work. Some parts of it do not work. um, and it's just kind of important to keep the parts that do work going. And then yeah, just take out the parts that don't work, and then yeah. Let's see.
Buy that merch. Buy that merch.
Hey,
Buy that
Argus.
merch. Buy
Thank you for the
that
subscription.
merch. Buy
Welcome.
that merch. Buy that
Again.
merch.
Thanks a bunch. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm just screwing around with this face. I think I spent most of the day on it. Which is kind of fine. I feel like the face is usually one of the most important things. But yeah, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's always like a fight to do like facial features and then also do like Very strong. Very strong value groups. I always tend to like choose one or the other and kind of roll with it. Because it feels like you got to really soften up. Soften up some of the facial features, or value groups rather, to get feminine facial features. Let's see. Oh, where'd my music go? Oh, this one pauses a lot. I think if I reduce the nose a little bit, it's gonna be a really good move. I think I can make the lips bigger, and then take out some of that. Because right now it's pretty massive. Not gonna lie, that's a massive hunker. Are you guys excited about the holiday tomorrow? I don't know if anyone else has off. I feel like this is the first job that's given me like some of these holidays off, and I'm just like, hell yeah. This is a lot of holidays. Because usually I'm working and it's like, you gotta work on every holiday. But tomorrow I actually get like a nice paid holiday off. Pretty dope. Might give me you know, a little bit of energy, a little bit of not so grindy. I'll still be here at like 3:30, even though I could probably stream earlier. Might actually go outside. I feel like I wake up and I sit on my computer and it's dark, and then when I finish streaming, it's dark again. So yeah, it's kind of like, that's kind of like one of the worst parts of it, but I think I've redrawn her irises like 20 times now. But yeah, as many times as I need to. Yes. I feel like this part is pretty good, but this part, I still don't know. Still don't know how I want to do that shape. Because I do want it to be like, oh, here's the bottom. But I might end up shaving it. And then I just gotta make her cute, and then that's it. You know, once I get those things, and then we'll take a look back and the only thing is that it's like a little bit orange. I'll probably have to take the saturation down a little bit. And then pick it up with, you know, actual brush strokes. I started out a little bit orange, I think. Just gotta sculpt the bad parts away. And then I'll only be left with the mediocre parts. And then, yeah, I'll try to sculpt the mediocre parts away, and then I'll only be left with the okay parts. And then at that point, I'll probably be like, oh, I'm tired of this painting.
She burns the bridges in my head by lighting up a fire. Bury my old thoughts instead so you could feel the same. I lay alone with you inside my mind. We would dance the night away.
Yeah, tomorrow I think I'll start with a reference. Today, I think I got a good sculpt in though. I just need like to make her not like a weirdo.
You look so good in the morning light, reflections in my mind. Missing the fights, I don't care if I'm right, let's just buy a bit more time. I live alone with you inside my mind. We would dance the night away till the morning light. Can I give you all of my love till we dance the night away? Can I give you all of my love till we dance the night away? And we give you all my love, all my love, all my love. And we give you all my love, all my love, all my love. Yeah, yeah. And we give you.
It's kind of a lot. Kind of a lot. But that is the life of a turd polisher, unfortunately. Someday. Someday. I'll just be able to like face, that's a face. I just drew a face, you know, but yeah. It's tough. It's tough. They tell me that the friendships we made along the way were the important things all along, so. I don't know what kind of expression I should give her. Yes. Alright, let's see. So I think I have to match. Match the vibrance.
Interstellar night space, no one else sees. In the underground, we're living low key. Can give you peace here in your mind. And as I found no place in the dead of night to come alive. Life is waiting on the other side. Follow me into the underground. Watch the world changing as the sun goes down. Follow me into the underground.
Still don't know what I want to do with her eyes.
Into the under.
Let's see, did I have a face model for her? I have so many like let's delete that. Don't need it anymore. I don't think I have a. I don't think I have a. What's it called? Let me see on group layers. What's in this one? Ah. Yes. Well. Hmm. I don't think I want to do quite that because she has like her mouth open. I think that changes it like categorically. This one has some parts of it that I could use, I think. don't think I have like a coherent face model though. So I'll probably have to look for one tomorrow. Yeah, I think part of that is very usable, so I'm just gonna grab it. This part really worries me. So I might just steal it. Yeah, drawing people is much easier with the reference, but I don't know, I just like to give it a go and see how far I can take it without touching a single reference. And then per thing, because obviously I used a lot of references for him because I really struggled with this one. I know the face is harder. I feel like I'm gonna be happier with the result.
insane. Yeah. For my broken heart, no remedy. But maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so good. Ooh. I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so good. Oh, my darkest memories, now let me fall back. But you'll be there, ready to rescue me if I go out of track. We can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so good.
Kind of reminds me of like Tay, the AI robot. I don't know if you guys know what that is. Rogue AI robot on Twitter. They let her loose, and then she had to be subsequently shut down. Apparently, Twitter taught her a lot of naughty words. Alright. So. Let's see. Okay, so. Yeah. I think everything is better about it, but like. Might have to be tilted a little bit. And then sized up. I might have to make this form lit instead. But that's like in the future. I'm not sure. Or just now. And this is more correct, but it's gonna take a little bit of finessing. have to really figure out those hair masses. I think that'll be a thing. Okay, so it's like 3 things I gotta do. I gotta make it cuter. Then figure out the hair. Possibly adjust parts of it because it looks like some of the values are a little random. Parts of it might need to be revamped. I think some of the forms work, but then others don't, and it creates like this problem. You're not sure which ones are right, which ones are wrong. Oof. Yeah, this one is definitely not done. Not by a long shot, so. But I think it has a chance. I think it's got a good chance to survive. It's just, you know. Faces, man. I don't know why I keep drawing characters. I should probably draw just like forests. Without faces. No forced faces, you know. But yeah, the forms are there. The forms are like there to be developed. It's just like couple strokes here, a little bit of chiseling there. Different cues and stuff baked in, and then back to that guy, and then maybe I'll finish. Maybe. Feel like it's not. Not the craziest painting I've done in a while, but you know. I always kind of wanted to show character paintings. Just get away with it, you know? Because it is kind of difficult to just do, you know, straight up characters. Usually you need to do like story and all this other stuff. You can't just, you know, slap a character in there. But if you get really, really good, like some artists are able to just get away with it. You know, they'll just draw characters. But yeah, I feel like a little bit of shaving and we'll be in business. We'll be in business. But that's all tomorrow. Thank you guys for coming. 6 p.m. So I'm gonna bow out.